Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm gonna go meet a really special Tesla owner. His name is Sandro and he's actually a subscriber to my channel too. And the reason I said he's really special because he decided to start living full-time in his Tesla Model 3 and travel across the country with his car. He also built this really cool DIY kitchen station in his Tesla Model 3. So hopefully today he can share all that charging experience and traveling that far in his Tesla with us. Let's go.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated.
Hey, we are here and Sandro is over there. Let's go and talk to him. So he has 2022 Model 3 long range, really cool midnight silver. Hey Sandro.
Hey.
Hey. Nice to meet you, man.
What's up, man?
Finally.
Yeah.
So, let's talk. I have so many questions to ask about your story, and hopefully you can share a lot of that to the viewers. All right, Sandro, I heard you started YouTube channel because of Tesla. Basically, it's the same as me. That's why I started my YouTube channel. So can you tell us more about your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so my channel is Everyday Sandro. So I'm Sandro and it's just my everyday life pretty much. I started this past August when I basically took delivery of my 2022 Tesla, and I was super excited. I wanted to share my ownership experience with people, and now I basically live full-time in my Tesla, just traveling all over Canada, the US, and potentially Mexico coming soon.
Why did you decided to start living in a Tesla full-time?
Well, the first thing why I decided to do it, I was actually living in the Netherlands. I was a professional athlete and I stumbled upon this channel called Living in Tesla. Jimmy, so actually we became really good friends, who lives out in his Tesla Model Y in Vancouver. So I thought about traveling full time, and I think the best vehicle to do it is, you could say, like a Sprinter, right? But they're very high maintenance.
Gas, oh man, that thing gonna take so much gas.
Yeah, so I've talked to a couple of van livers who say they spend $300-400 to get from point A to point B. Right. And I was like, well, let's cut out the biggest cost, which is gonna be fuel. How can we do that? We buy an electric car. And why not buy something that it's really fun to drive, can drive itself, super fast, and maintenance is very low. Plus the camping mode, which I'm a huge fan of. That's how basically I live in my car. At night I just turn on camping mode and then I go to bed.
Yeah, I think Tesla probably the way to go because it probably has the most reliable infrastructure for charging wise. So you can go anywhere and charge at supercharge, or a lot of times you could find destination charger at the hotel. So yeah, I think that's probably a perfect car to choose. But Tesla Model 3, it's quite small.
Yeah. If I had to go back, I probably would have ordered a Model Y, but I was living in the Netherlands and I wanted to pick up my car when I returned from back to the States, and that was in May, right? And I picked up my car late June. So I was like, okay, well, the one that I could get fastest delivery was a Model 3 long range. Performance was too quick. It was within 4 weeks and I couldn't take delivery yet. So that's why I was long range fit my schedule perfectly. And I'm actually very happy with how I've managed to build out my Tesla in a way that works for me. It fits, basically it's my studio, it's my bedroom, it's my kitchen.
Alright, yeah, we'll go check that out later. So where did you start your journey?
So I started out in Boston, Massachusetts, and that started August 13th of last year.
2022.
Yeah.
You came from Boston, then you went up to Canada?
Yeah, I went up to Canada, spent some, I drove cross country for about a month or so. I went to different national parks. This was still around the time that the winter wasn't too cold yet. even though I did experience a blizzard in Montana, which was one of the trickiest experiences of my life, trying to figure out how to like camp there.
Right.
It was cold.
But yeah, because you have to keep the inside warm, right?
Yeah.
Sleep.
And I was in some really remote stretches where the battery consumption was a lot higher than they predicted. So like supercharging stops were like, even though I could maybe drive 300 miles on a full charge, I got maybe 250.
How was your experience charging in Canada compared to Boston, US?
So it caught me off surprise. Vancouver is like the EV capital of North America. There's so many electric cars there. Like you see a Tesla like every 30 seconds you're there, like in downtown.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of it. You know, like I would think probably California has the most Tesla in the whole US, including Canada. But yeah, this is the first time people say like Vancouver has a lot of Tesla.
So that was based off my experience. So for charging, for example, I used the app called a PlugShare to find charging spots where I can charge overnight. And some of these spots are free after 6 o'clock. So I would show up at like 6 p.m. But it was so competitive there because everybody just wants to leave their car overnight.
In Canada?
In Canada.
Right.
So sometimes, I hate to say this, I had to unplug people to get some juice to get myself through the night, especially when it's colder. I also left like a little note on the window like, hey, I'm sorry, I hate to do this.
But their car is full, right?
But, yeah, so I know when an electric car is full, like the Chevrolet Bolt has like a little thing on the dashboard that shows you. Right. So it wasn't just me just being selfish.
Being rude. Yeah.
Being rude. But that was tricky because there, a lot of charging stations are still paid, right? So finding the free spots that are not taken at night was tricky. But I found one at like a fire department, which was kind of interesting because sometimes like 2 in the morning they had to like leave for an emergency. So I had to wake up like 2 tyrants.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So you're telling me this whole time you travel how many miles? The whole like from Boston to here now in Southern California.
I've driven about 12,500 miles.
So the whole 12,500 miles trip, you never use supercharger?
I did. I paid about $200 total for the last 12,000 miles.
Wow.
And that is because once I got past Chicago, right, I really slowed down. I went to national parks, I camped out in state parks, I took my time to basically tour. And that's when I basically found out a way that I would drive like the most like 300 miles in a day and then just find like a town and just charge there, right? Maybe read a book at a library and then just leave my car to charge. So
that's awesome. So you just use the PlugShare and then try to find a free charger.
Yes, I called shopping for some juice.
That is awesome. That's the way to save money. I mean, if you plan to travel that far and don't worry much about time, that's another thing, right? Because like PlugShare, usually it's a slow charger. It's not like a DC fast charger. Usually they are level 2, right?
Yep.
Right. So yeah, I mean, if you want to, do a long trip and you're not in the rush, then PlugShare is the way to go.
Yep. And we're not sponsored.
Yeah, we don't get paid by PlugShare, but yeah, for sure I'll put the link of his channel in the description down below, and please, you guys, make sure check out his channel and follow his journey along the way. It's really, really interesting. All right, now you know what? Let's check out his car because I heard he met a new friend and they made a really cool DIY kitchen station together, right?
Yep.
So where's your friend at? In Canada, right?
In Canada. He's in Canada, in Vancouver. Still in the cold. Poor Jimmy. Yes. Because it's a different game when you're camping out in your car when it's cold out, because like the little things can become very tricky.
So usually when you like sleep in the car, is that cool? Are you charging too?
Most of the time, yes. It's plugged in.
Okay.
Right. So I usually leave with like 90 or 80% battery, depending how much I set the charge limit to. And I've actually learned, I think the biggest thing, if you ever like want to camp out in your Tesla, keep climate on, right, instead of camping mode, because keep climate on will still engage Sentry mode. What I mean with that is, if you're camping out in your Tesla and using camping mode, it disables Sentry mode. So there's no real sense of security. Right. You do have to turn off your Bluetooth when you're inside your car, otherwise people can still get into your car if you are and keep climbing on.
Okay, so that's the trick.
That's the trick, but I've had scenarios which I can actually send you some footage of like people like kind of snooping by my car.
Wow.
But I got notified with the Sentry mode. Right. So it's like like incentives for people to leave your car alone because the flash.
Yeah, the light will flash.
Yeah.
And so they know, you know, hey, not to mess with this car.
Yeah, because again, like I have the privacy screens up at night, so I cannot see from the inside to the outside. I do have my cameras, but when it's dark enough, right, I can't see somebody outside till he triggers the Sentry mode, and then I just use my phone to like spook him away.
All right, so let's check out his car real quick. I want to know like how he's sleeping in the car. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Tell what you have in the car right now. So this is from the look of the outside. I can't really tell. You know, he's living in his Tesla right now.
Everything that I own basically is in this car. So I'm a very minimalist kind of guy, and I'm very proud that I've like downsized everything. So everything in my car has a purpose. So like even up front, like you don't really notice that I'm like living in here. Right?
Yeah. I would imagine you would have a whole bunch of clothes. Like, in the car, right?
Well, that's in my sub trunk.
Okay. So underneath, right?
Yeah, but let's start off with the frunk.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is my frunk, which I've actually used as a fridge as well. When it gets really cold out, you can also put some food in here.
That's awesome.
So I got my propane tanks for my kitchen, my stove. I got some cleaning supplies. Right, I do like to detail my car, even though it doesn't look like it. I got a bucket for cleaning as well.
So that's your car wash bucket.
Yeah, I haven't washed my car thoroughly in the last 3 months, but I have my stuff. I got my gym bag with my gym clothes, like my gym shoes, my hiking boots, 1 pair, very important.
That's awesome! Wow,
yeah.
you pretty neat for someone who lives in a car.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've downsized like 3 times.
Wow.
So I left with a lot more than I actually needed. So that's my frunk. Yeah, so this is my fridge, which is the Astro AL. It's about 30 liters, I think, and it has basically everything that I eat. I bought a fridge because I had a cool box, but it will just go rotten.
Right.
Especially in the summer, it's really hard to keep your food fresh. And this was like $150, but probably the best investment I've made. Because I do live full-time on the road, but I do like to eat well. And I built a kitchen so I can actually properly cook meals.
That's awesome.
Not just do takeout every night, because that does add up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's go check out the bag.
Yep.
So this is your closet.
Yep, pretty much. So let me show you. So I cut the sub trunk in half, like the subdivider, and then here, that's where my clothes are. That's all my clothes.
Right.
I think I got 5 boxers, 6 pairs of socks.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I have, like, this is where I sleep, and then to basically lay flat on my bed, I have this, which is a Frebel.
That's cool.
It's a front table, right? It's specially designed by my friend Jimmy. It serves 2 purposes: to keep my bed flat at night, and if I want to make like a real cookout, I use the front to basically like place my food and eat my dinner there.
All right, so you have like a dining table.
A dining table, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and very minimalist design as well.
Okay, let's see what it looks like when he turned this whole thing into a bedroom. So that's it. He just turned everything into a bed. So this board right here that he put kind of helped level this right here when he sleeps. And that's the bed. Pretty cool. Alright, let's check out the kitchen. This is what I'm waiting for. So you guys did this by yourself, huh? Like piece by piece?
Yep.
The kitchen? The
kitchen, it was pretty cold. I met this guy at Home Depot that let me, I was like, hey, I need a place to build out my kitchen. He goes like, what do you mean? I'm trying to build a kitchen with Tesla. Oh, that's pretty cool. Come over.
In his backyard?
His backyard. And I was there for 2 days. It was pretty cold because I was outside. I did wear some pants because it was cold. But let me show you guys.
Yeah.
So our design was initially to use as much of the negative space as possible, right? So it's a propane stove, and I usually just set it here, open like this. I got a little place for
your paper towel.
my paper towel.
It's awesome.
Right, and then I open this up. A 2-burner stove. I think the first time I ever used it was when I was driving the Pacific Coast Highway on the beach. It was perfect. It was a perfect day to film and cook out a nice meal. That's basically it. And then I put my little propane right here to the side. I got like a hole. And if you look inside here, so this was the negative space we talked about.
Right.
I wanted a place to store my food.
So those are all your dry food, huh?
Yep, dry food. I can cook like a decent sized meal here because I got a fridge too.
So you blocked this whole half.
Yep.
The whole half of the trunk space, actually. There you go. And this whole half.
Yep.
So you have a water.
Yep. I'll show you guys on the other side. I got a running kit, like portable water, running water.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that runs a hose to here. Hold on this way. So I got a 5-gallon jug that I fill like at Planet Fitness. I always get like a little funny look when I come in, but I love it. Right, so I can do my dishes, I can make my coffee, I could cook my food. I think this is essential, having some form of running water, so you don't have to go to like a Starbucks every time. And then I got a place to cut my vegetables with my ultra thin cutting board.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. So how much do you spend to make this kitchen?
$300.
$300?
I think the biggest expense was the sliders.
Oh, okay.
They were about $90
From Home Depot?
from Amazon. They
From
don't.
Amazon.
Yeah, Home Depot didn't have it. And then this was like 80 Canadian dollars. And then the wood was pretty cheap. The nails, very cheap. Definitely worth it because like takeout is great. It's quick, fast, but sometimes I like to just cook out a meal in the middle of nowhere. Just kind of relax.
Yeah, you find a good spot, you just pull it out and start cooking.
Yeah, and I've actually, like, this is kind of silly, but my goal is to have like a date night and cook out a full meal in my Tesla. Right, that's like a dream of mine.
That's awesome.
I said it on my channel too. It's kind of silly, but
yeah, this is so cool, fascinating. That I wouldn't think like someone would actually make a portable cooking station to fit in a Tesla Model 3.
I think I'm
crazy.
I think I'm the first one.
Probably the first one.
Yeah, that actually has it on like on YouTube too.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you could like refine this and make it more compact and easier to like install and follow, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want this.
You know, I've thought about it. It was like test as you fly, so it was very tricky to actually like build it. Like we had like a 3D like design and everything. But once we started to build, we noticed a lot of like issues already. Like it was really hard to get it in there because of the metal beam that's in there.
Right.
So we actually had to cut off twice some height here
To get the right size.
Yeah, but the best part is it's semi-permanent. So if I wanna like go on a like road trip with friends, I can still do that and take this out.
Right.
If I need service, right, I could take it out, which takes about like 2 minutes. And I still have full access to my sub trunk. I think that's the biggest thing. How I previously had my setup, getting down to my clothes was really hard. And I've kind of learned if I can do something in 30 seconds, it's more of things become easier,
Yeah,
right?
that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, I loved your DIY kitchen station you have right here. This is awesome.
Thank
I
you.
wish I have on my car too. And thank you so much for sharing all of this with us and your experience with us. So, have you ever had like range anxiety at all this whole trip, this 12,000 miles?
I have, and I was in South Dakota when I went through a blizzard. Because traveling got so treacherous, I basically almost got stuck on the highway. Like it was basically a parking lot. I managed to get to my charging station with 2%.
Wow.
And I was supposed to get there with 35.
2% in the cold, it's scary.
It's scary because I've done 1% in the summer. I'm like, whatever. But 2% in like the heart of winter, that was scary. Lesson learned. Charge if you can. Whenever you can, just have some extra juice.
Yeah, ABC, always be charging, right?
ABC, that's true.
Oh, by the way, I got Sandro some goodies for my channel, since you know he's also a subscriber to my channel. So I always want to give back.
Yeah.
Hopefully you like them.
No, thank you so much. I'm a minimalist, and these are perfect accessories that I'm going to use for my car because it fits right in. Something that I really needed was a sunshade for
your roof, right?
For my roof, especially it's gonna get hotter now because
Right.
we're going into spring again, and I'm in Southern California. That's perfect. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to meet you as well. I've been a huge fan for your channel.
Thank you.
Since the early days.
All right. So what's next after California?
I think Mexico and Florida. I think that's on my list to travel. Yeah. So subscribe to my channel if you want to see my Tesla adventures. A lot more to come. I'm super excited to be here today as well.
So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much, Sandro, for sharing all your experience and our charging experience, all the trips with us. Again, don't forget to subscribe to his channel to follow his journey. I've been watching his videos too. I want to see where he's gonna go next, and yeah, I'll leave the link to his channel in the description down below. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel and my channel, and don't forget to click like if you like the video. We'll see you on the next video.
Cheers, guys.
Peace.
Bye.